Hey guys, it's Vicky, and today I'm here to share with you 25 bookish facts about me. I've been doing this channel now for about a month and a half, almost 2 months, and I thought it'd be something kind of cool to do so that you could get to know me a little better. So yeah, let's do it. Fact 1, I am a slow reader. I mean, I read probably, if I had to time myself, I'd probably guess I read about 30 to 40 pages an hour. So all of you out there that read like 60 pages an hour, I'm jealous of you. Paperbacks are always better than hardcover. For me, I always prefer them because they're more portable, easier to hold, and of course they're cheaper. I love checking out books from the library and going to used book sales or used bookstores to get my books, basically because I'm cheap and I like to get books on the cheap, and I also kind of like that when you get a used book, it already kind of has character and already kind of has its own little story in life. If there is one genre of books that I don't like and I avoid at all costs, it is romance novels, like those ones where it has like the women in like the corsets with their, you know, they're just falling out of their corsets and they're like swooning over a man. No thank you. Just no thanks. I read mostly before bed, and in the morning when I wake up, I lay in bed for about a half an hour and read while I'm waiting for my daughter to wake up, and then I also read while she is napping. I am a huge fan of bookmarks. I will use anything for a bookmark before I will dog-ear a page, because the dog-ear a page is just no. My favorite genre to read is definitely horror and like suspense thrillers. I love dark, creepy, scary stuff, so definitely that's my favorite genre. I will lend my books out to people, but only certain people, and I'm very particular, and I give them rules that they have to abide by for me to lend them out, so yeah, I'm picky. Not only do I love reading books, but I also like writing a lot too. I went to school for journalism, so I really do like to write. When I was a teenager, I was really into poetry. That's not really so much the case now. But I also, you know, I like to just kind of do fun writing prompts and stuff that I find online just because I think writing is fun and I like it. I don't know if I would ever write a book, but I think that maybe someday it'd be kind of cool to write maybe a nonfiction book. I don't know if I could do a novel, but a nonfiction book I think would be kind of fun. The first chapter book that I ever remember reading and finishing as a kid was Black Beauty by Anna Sewell, and I actually still have the copy that I had as a kid. I've kept it all these years. I haven't read it since, but yeah, this is an old book. Just recently I have been into rereading books. I used to be dead set against it because I felt like there's so many books out there that need to be read. Why would I reread a book I've already read? But I have slowly begun to realize that rereading books can be awesome. Last year I reread the Harry Potter series. I'm so glad I did, and I plan to definitely reread more books in the future. I like to read according to seasons, so like in holidays, so like obviously in October I like to read like spooky, creepy books, but also like wintertime I like to read books that like take place in the winter and stuff like that. I don't know why, I'm just very seasonal with my reading, or if like a book kind of gives me like, oh, this kind of gives me like a fall feel, then that's when I will read it. So I'm definitely attuned to holidays in the seasons when I decide what I'm reading. I have to read every day to feel like myself. If I don't read for at least 30 minutes, I would think, a day, I just get kind of cranky and I just feel like I am not myself, and it's just so much a part of my routine that I just have to do it every day. One genre that I find difficult, it's not one that I don't like, but it's one that I just find difficult to read sometimes, is fantasy. Only because I sometimes have a hard time getting into the world, whatever that world is in the book. I have the same problem with fantasy type movies. Sometimes I just can't wrap my head around some of this stuff. I don't know. But I do enjoy it though. The most books that I can be reading at one time is about 3 to 4, but only if they are different. So like if I'm like listening to an audiobook, reading fiction, and then have like a nonfiction book, and then maybe like a memoir or a biography or something, then I can do it as long as they're all different. But like to read like 4 fiction books at once, too confusing. I have been mentioned in a book acknowledgement. In college I was in, like I said, I was a journalism major and I was in a sports writing class, and we all collaborated with the teacher to write a book about Bo Schembechler, who was a coach for U of M football. So we like interviewed former players and current players, and then when the book came out, he listed us in the acknowledgments. So I'm in a book acknowledgement. My favorite authors are Hunter S. Thompson, hands down. I think he's brilliant, or was brilliant. I also love Stephen King, Gillian Flynn, Joe Hill, and of course J.K. Rowling. I cannot for the life of me remember my driver's license number by heart, but my library card number, yep, I got that locked in there. My Goodreads goal for this year is 25 books, and I tend to keep it at 25 books, only because I know I'm going to surpass that goal usually, but I just don't like to pressure myself to read and feel like I have to read this many books in a year. But I feel like that's a very attainable goal to kind of, as long as I'm reading about 2, maybe 3 books a month, I feel like that's great, that's awesome, and yeah, I'm not going to push myself to go any further than that. This might sound really weird, but I like to read out loud, especially if I'm reading a book that is very dense, like a classic or something. I feel like reading it out loud just kind of helps me to absorb it more. So I do that quite a bit. Lately I have been really into nonfiction and memoirs. I don't know why. I just like nonfiction. I think it's because I like reading about things that have actually happened and people that have actually existed, because it just, I don't know, makes me feel like I'm just learning more about the world, and I don't know, I just really like nonfiction. I have entered countless Goodreads giveaways, Book Riot giveaways, and I've only won one time, and I was so excited because I won a book. It was just like, it was like my birthday. Funny enough though, it was about 2 years ago, and I have not read that book yet. It's still sitting on my shelf, but I am planning to read it next month, so I'll be sharing that with you guys in my next TBR video. Another reading habit that is fairly new to me is DNFing books. I used to be like one of those people that would suffer through a book even if I was not enjoying it, because I'm like, well, I started it, I gotta finish it. And I'm learning that that is okay to put a book down if you are not liking it. So again, I'm still learning and getting used to it, but yeah, it's definitely a good thing to DNF books that you don't like. I do like to drink when I read, especially hot beverages like hot tea or coffee. I just like to snuggle up with a book and just get cozy and drink something. I also do enjoy a glass of wine when I read, although lately that has not been the case. Being pregnant, you know, wine is a no-no. And my last bookish fact that I want to share with you guys, you might think when I start to say it is not bookish, but it is. So I am, like I said, having a baby. I am due in July, having a baby boy, and what makes that bookish is that I am due on July 31st, which is Harry Potter's birthday. Alright guys, so those are 25 bookish facts about me. I hope that it kind of helped you to get to know me a little better. Please feel free to share in the comments any bookish facts about yourselves, because I would love to hear them. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Please make sure to subscribe, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!